Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, October 24th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I tend to my vulnerable places with so much love. What a week we have this week. This is the name of the game, tending to your vulnerable spaces with so much love. So I quickly want to glance at the week ahead and I'm going to dig a good ways into our incoming eclipse, which is going to be happening super early in the morning on Tuesday. So I want to get some of that information going for that. So eclipse, 3:49 a.m. Pacific time on Tuesday. New moon, Scorpio energy. And then we just go on to events through the week. We're going to have Mercury and Pluto in a square on the 27th. And keep in mind, after we hit the eclipse, we enter the eclipse corridor. And all these other energies that I'm talking about right now, all of these are going to be impacting that eclipse corridor. I swear it's the most intense time of the eclipse season. It's never like the peak of the eclipse. It's as we're integrating the first eclipse and building to the second one. So that Mercury-Pluto square may throw some loops at us and make us feel a little uncomfortable. It is also happening on Thursday with Jupiter retrograding back into Pisces. And when Jupiter retrogrades back into Pisces, it is hitting that 29 degree, which is the degree that contains the zodiac. And so it's kind of an anything goes kind of degree. If you remember back in April, we were working through that. And there's a lot of intensity, a lot of weird stuff going on, a lot of dreams. So our dreams, my dreams have been pretty weird, but they may get even a little weirder. Got a little wolf action to support us. We always know when wolf shows up, stuff is going down. So wolf is inspecting the altar, making sure everything is as it should be. Thank you, wolf. Moving on, more shifts. We're going to have Mercury moving into Scorpio on Saturday the 29th. So Mercury and Scorpio, I think coming after the eclipse, we may start getting some ahas at that point. And then finally, Mars is going retrograde on Sunday the 30th. And that Mars retrograde is going to begin to help these cycles of change that have been going really slow. Even though this is a retrograde, it feels like it's setting things in motion. So that being said, let me work at today's astro and build into the eclipse. So this is how we are building into our first eclipse of this eclipse season. We have the moon in Libra making all of the connections through the day. A trine with Saturn, a conjunction with Mercury, another trine with Mars, and then a square with Pluto. And I think by that square with Pluto, which is happening later in the day, we will for sure be feeling that eclipse energy. Pluto energy is about empowerment, and Pluto is one of the rulers of Scorpio. Hear lots of rustling happening over there. There's definitely events happening over there. So there's definitely an element of empowerment coming in with this eclipse energy, and that moon Pluto square is bringing it up. Now, this eclipse on Tuesday has the sun, the moon, and Venus all conjunct. So we have, for this, the moon in Libra squaring, I know I'm jumping around, but it's going to become clear in a second. Moon in Libra squaring Pluto. Libra energy, bringing that energy of relationships, whether it's you relating with the universe, you relating with somebody else, and this Pluto energy, which can bring power, control. It can show us those areas where we feel a little bit puny within ourselves, not really as powerful. The work is to step into our power, but it's an easier said than done kind of thing, right? It's a process to learn how to wield and yield and be the powerful beings that we truly are. And a lot of times it's a lot of uncovering of things that make us feel less than. So this energy is going to be spiking up. Now with the eclipse having Venus as part of it, again, issues around relationship may be part of it. The Sabian symbol for 2 degrees Scorpio is fascinating and beautiful to me. Now let me say, for those who haven't watched me long, I read the degree as it's presented. A lot of people will read the next degree. I find the actual degree to be what feels most vibrationally aligned. Everybody does it their own way, and that's cool, and they're not wrong. this is just me feeling through what feels in integrity. So just so you know, if you're like, that's a different Sabian symbol, yeah, that's okay. All right, so the Sabian symbol for this eclipse on Tuesday is a delicate bottle of perfume lies broken, releasing its fragrance. And there's a few layers that come up as I feed into this. One is the energy of being broken. I've had this card on my altar for the last month or so, Aquilanda, the goddess of Never Not Broken. She is the Never Not Broken goddess, and she reminds us that we all break, and there's no shame in the breakdown. In fact, one of the songs that has come through so much as well is Beauty in the Breakdown by Frou Frou, and it goes, let go, jump in, something, there's beauty in the breakdown. So much of this world is like, be strong, hold strong, you know, it has a very youngish, somewhat youngish drive, you know, you must be strong always. And I know for times that I've broken in my life that there have been times that I felt shame around that. And there's a lot of that, you know, that energy in the spiritual community, even like, oh, something's happened. What did you do wrong? Now, while things that happen in our life may be a reflection of things, it's not wrong. It's the journey. And so Aquilanda, the Never Not Broken goddess, this broken perfume bottle is reminding us, things break, you break. That is how light gets in. That is how we release deeper essences of who we truly are. So keep that in mind in and through this. If things are coming up right now that feel like they're breaking you, it is okay to break. It is okay to be in that space. Scorpio is the sign of the phoenix. Anytime we break, there is breakthrough. There is phoenix energy that does help us return to our fire. Sometimes it takes longer, sometimes it takes less time. However, that's part of this transformation process in this Scorpio eclipse, is allowing the break and recognizing the breakthrough comes after. And sometimes we just need to be tender with ourselves in that place. Love those vulnerable places and recognize everyone in the world, no matter what they say, has those times. There's also an essence of forgiveness. So we as humans and Scorpio energy can tend to lash out. Part of powerlessness is laying blame, right? And part of powerfulness is taking our responsibility back. And this Sabian symbol, the delicate bottle of perfume lies broken, releasing its fragrance, reminds me of a quote. I always hear Dr. Wayne Dyer saying it in my head, but I guess it's by Mark Twain. Forgiveness is the fragrance the violet releases as it's being crushed, or as it's been crushed. And so we are all that violet that at one point or another has been crushed. And so there may be instances around parts of our brokenness that may be surfacing in this energy, or brokenness that we're experiencing now that need forgiveness, whether the forgiveness is for ourselves, whether the forgiveness is in another, in relationship with another, being that Venus is part of this, whether even the forgiveness is with God, universe. And that's part of this Aquilanda energy. Everything happens for my liberation. I choose to become only more love is part of how Aquilanda helps guide us in and through these energies. So keep that in mind. My feeling is that being that Venus is part of this eclipse, there is extra grace for us. However, I also think there's going to be ups and downs, and allow yourselves to move through. Scorpio, like I always say, can take us to our basements. It can take us to really intense points, and that is purposeful because there is so much for us there. I will also mention that Jupiter will be at 0 degrees, or has been at 0 degrees, and that zero energy is reminding us that a lot of this work, while we may be looking outside, really comes back to ourselves. The transformation happens in you. So keep that in mind. The power, the transformation, the responsibility, ultimately, all is within you. And when you can line up with that, you've got the power. So I said that I was going to look at today's astro, and I kind of just focused on that moon, Pluto energy. But the moon in Libra making all of these connections, again, can bring to light relationship stuff. So notice, you know, with different people, how you're feeling. And it may be a reflection of them. It's definitely a reflection of where you are at. And just recognize where you are at harmony-wise, that harmony piece. Even though the sun has moved into Scorpio now, we have the moon in Libra reminding us, like, find that balance, find that harmony piece within. And as it connects to both Saturn, Mercury, Mars, be willing to speak up. Recognize these energies are tenuous, but you can speak up kindly. That Mars energy may be a little reactive, but where can you take aligned action for your harmony? And that Saturn energy is, again, reminding us this is personal responsibility. So lots going on. Let's look at these cards. All right, so we have the breakthrough card on top, and I do really feel like this is very connected to this incoming eclipse energy. Where's our breakthrough? Conditioning. Places where we have held ourselves down, places where we've made ourselves small. Here's a lion with a sheep tied to it, right? A lion is not a sheep. You are not a sheep. You are meant to knock over everything. You are meant to fully engage your power. But it's a process. And in that process, what do we need to do? Tune in. Be conscious. Everything that's happening around us is meant to be guideposts, signposts to help us understand where we are at in the process. So where are you at? You can always take that, pretend you're a Sagittarius, higher perspective. Okay, what is happening? Where am I at? And then tune in, drop in. The tuning in card is also a Four of Cups, so it's definitely a card of emotion. So just be aware of that. Part of this emotion energy that's coming up and all this deeper integration, deeper balance in and through who you are. This came up too, I think, for the first day of Scorpio. So here we have this again, deep integration work. Integration work happens when we are willing to look honestly at our shadows, when we're willing to look honestly at what's unfolding and where our place in the unfolding of things happens. The final card is the We Are the World card in reverse. So we, the world, are going through this together. We will experience it at different times. The astro is not steady in how the energies work us. And it's meant to be that way because we all are working together like a giant set of cogs. But we're all feeling this. We're all in this transformation. So keep that in mind. I was just at the store. We don't have water for the next few days. That might be our eclipse experience over here. Pipe broke here. So no water for us. But I was at the store and just happened to notice a license plate. And it was like, be kind to everyone. And it feels like that. The We Are the World card in reverse. Lend your kindness where you can be, but start in yourself. Because so often it can be so easy to be kind out there and not necessarily in here. For some it's backwards, but lend that kindness to you as well. So that is it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. Have the power and honor your values and your boundaries. Namaste.